Right, enough silliness. Welcome one and all, where Ted has not been seen at the camouflage training. Has he?
Nor have I.
Neither has Her Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates, been seen for several weeks. Have you enjoyed your... Should we shut that up? Fucking hell. Shut up. Shut up. Neither has Pim been seen for several weeks. Have you enjoyed your holiday?
Yes.
Good.
Holiday.
But you're now very, very pleased to be back, aren't you?
Oh, yes. And all the dogs too.
All the dogs. Are you having all the dogs?
Come on.
Lovely, lovely.
That's apparently that.
So anyway, this is the usual fack around session. We're going to fack around unbelievably. We're going to fack ourselves silly. Well, you're going to fack us, and we're all going to get facked by you. In which case, what we do is we put a large capital Q and then a colon, then type your question in full. Don't use abbreviations and suffix the whole thing with a question mark. That way, Ted, if we can ever work out where the hell he's gone, Ted will be able to find the questions and pass them on to Her Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates, first of a name, Mother of Puppies, the Unpoked, all of that. And she'll be able to bring them up. Don't type your questions in twice, because that pisses off Pim. And then there'll be trouble in paradise here in Pimbatia. In the meantime, while you're thinking of your questions, don't forget that hardcore carnivore formulations of Stem Enhance are available to those in the Australian and New Zealand audiences for now, until we can sell enough of it that the rule goes we better sell it to the rest of the world as well. And also, if you would like... Yes, I know the audio is not right on that. I'm still working on that. Thank you for the input, though, Joseph. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, if you'd like to come here, and we'll call it volunteering. If you'd like to come and volunteer to do some hard labour here on the Pimbatian estate, the independent sovereign nation of Pimbatia, in the former communist state, currently still a communist state, of formerly New Zealand, now Pimbatia, or this part of it is Pimbatia, then all you need to do is send us an email and get past Ted, who we still don't know where he is, do we?
No.
And yeah, then you can come here and do stuff and things. And then when we're sick of you, or you're sick of us, you can leave, or you can remain here forever, because this is the Hotel California. Where did you bury Privates Ryan and Ryan, by the way?
Can't tell you.
Oh, right. I'll tell you, I buried them, actually. I buried them at the airport. Bye, kids. Thanks for coming. Who's next?
Who's next? I have no arms because I have to hold puppies.
Oh, well, it happens. Right, let's find some questions and stuff.
Yes, and I already see questions without the capital Q in front. So if you have a question, do it like this.
Yes,
put
like that.
a capital Q in front of the question so it's easy for me to find them. Yes, very good.
Like that.
Right, so.
Good.
If I had to choose only one cereal product for a mild soft plaque with no significant stenosis, which product should I choose? Stem cell support or inflammation support? Thank you.
That would be Stem Enhance Ultra. Or, in Australia and New Zealand, the hardcore carnivore formulation, which is my invention, by the way. Well, the basic ingredients are not my invention, but formulating them in that way is my invention. I wonder if I'm going to get paid extra for that. No.
You wish.
Yeah.
What are the best predictors for adverse cardiovascular events, indicators for atherosclerosis, i.e. CAC scores?
Well, CAC score is the most reliable indication, although there is still some noise around that signal as well. The thing is that the CAC score is the only direct assessment of actual cardiovascular disease progression. Everything else is a proxy measure of some physiological level of lipoproteins or some fraction of the lipoproteins or whatever.
Very good.
Yes.
Apparently someone missed me. Thank you, Therese.
Yes. Everybody missed you.
Everybody. Doubt it. What are your thoughts on atherogenesis with regards to the vasa vasorium and diffuse intimal thickening?
I'm not sure what your question is, Alex, particularly. What are you asking me? Be quite explicit. Have another go.
Anthony is glad to see that I'm not buried under the shed.
No, she's not, nor at the airport. I haven't dropped her off at the airport either. Hello, Privates Ryan and Ryan, if you're watching. They're still alive, not buried here in Pimbatia. I did drop them off at the airport, absolutely. You too will be able to leave here at some point once you've done your bit. Maybe, if you decide to come here. That will be down to Ted and his infinite wisdom. Isn't that right, Ted? Wherever Ted is. Have you seen Ted?
No.
No.
No idea what Ted is.
Ted has not been seen at the camouflage training.
He's lacking, clearly.
I know.
Oh, this was that one.
Yes, and the visor is because my studio lights are too bright, apparently, isn't it?
Oh, I can't fucking see anything with it.
I'm used to it. You've been off for so many weeks now. It's the same lights in the same position they were beforehand.
No, because I haven't sat at the desk when it's been this position, so no.
Position! Change positions!
It was the other direction
All
last
right,
time I was here.
fine, okay. But it's the same lights at the same height in the same position with respect to the disc.
Not with respect to me.
No, well...
It really goes straight into my eyes.
Yes.
Is there anything wrong with having a serum ferritin level of 20 nanograms per milliliter? My doctor said this is absolute iron deficiency, but I have not had other markers like transferrin tested.
Okay, how do you feel? What is your affect? What signs and symptoms do you have that you might potentially have any kind of iron deficiency? Thing is, on any physiological signal that you can test, number one, there is noise around the signal, i.e. everybody will fall somewhere on a bell-shaped curve, and you might be at one end or the other. That doesn't necessarily mean you are clinically and in effect either over, plus, or under on any particular given signal. Further to that, if we test the same signal on the same individual on multiple occasions, separated by, say, a week, everything else under control even, there will be biological variation, noise around the signal. So, I mean, for a medical professional to say absolutely this or absolutely that, well, that's malpractice, I'm afraid.
I think this was a follow-up to the rest that I didn't see straight away.
Right.
I have heard a very small minority of clinicians assert that ferritin is actually best if it's close to zero, contrary to popular opinion.
I have not heard that personally. I would like to hear an argument, if there is one, that supports that. Because if there's no good argument supporting it, it might just be an opinion. And we all know what opinions are just like, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll do this.
You broke it.
Hi, dear Professor. What do you think about butter? Beef in my country is mostly very lean, so I'm eating butter with it.
Yes, that's a good idea. I eat butter with beef quite often. Butter is good. Okay.
Hi, Professor. How can a patient with renal failure begin carnivore?
The same way as one without renal failure.
Oh, Jesus.
Basically. You do need to be a little bit careful about your protein intake and make sure you stay under a certain threshold, which I would probably set with you in a one-on-one consultancy session if that was something that you might find to be of value. Shouldn't really clean my ears like that. My brain might cave in and my head might fall in. Yeah, that's a very much individual thing that we need to talk about. I would suggest to set you the right protein level for you based on some numbers that we'd look at in your kidney function results and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, there's no reason for you not to do carnivore. I'd also have you on cereal products. I'd also have you grounding and or earthing. I'd have you blocking blue light at night time, and I'd have you exercising.
Very good. And you can call Joseph Joseph.
Right, I wondered how to pronounce it. Thank you, Joseph. Yes.
By the way, Bart suggested Peter Rogers face you once again for being a smartass.
Bart suggested Peter Rogers face you. Who? Me? Bart suggested he face me. No, I didn't. What are you talking about, Mark?
I have no idea.
Yeah. You mean Peter Rogers wanted to face me again? He's welcome.
Who is Peter Rogers?
He's that vegan doctor idiot that I tore 7 new arseholes last year.
Okay.
That came on and started talking about all the same old, ridiculous, hackneyed, tried and failed arguments that vegans always come up with. Blue zones, though. Sharp, pointy teeth, though. And other such ridiculous, nonsensical, anti-scientific claptrap. And basically, I verbally beat him pillar to post around the ring for a good hour and a half. And then he made a video claiming to have won the debate, and so I had to respond to that. It was as funny as fuck. You should watch it if you haven't already seen it.
Super chat.
Love you, Gene, and
Thank
there's nothing
you.
you can do about it.
Hi, Bart and Pim. Love you guys.
We love you too, Gene.
We're gonna love you too. Forever
Yes.
and ever.
Well, it's a long time.
It
Plus
is. Who
minus.
cares? You can't be loving for too long.
Yes, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Cheers for the money.
Ah. Sometimes when I lay down to go to sleep, I feel nauseous, so I sit up for a bit and it goes away. What do you think could be the cause of this? I suspect that it might be the magnesium supplement.
Well, if you suspect that, what I would do is withdraw that supplement and see if that symptom goes away.
Indeed.
It sounds possibly like a central blood pressure management issue, because what you're talking about there is changing the height of your hydrostatic fluid column of your blood by quite a bit when you lay down. That can cause a lot of blood to rush into your head, for example, and that can make you feel quite sick. I'm not saying that is what's happening. I'm saying that's a possibility. And if Ted were here, he'd agree with me. Wouldn't you, Ted?
I mean, how long does it last?
How long's a piece of string?
And if you're taking a supplement right before bed, is that the only thing you're taking, or are you drinking with it? Are you eating with it? Could that be the reason?
Good.
Also a possibility.
Yes. Lovely.
Hi dear Professor, what do you think about butter? Beef in my country is mostly very lean, so I'm eating butter with it.
Yeah, that's the echo's good in here, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I thought I had that one.
Yes.
So, what did we say about posting things twice?
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
There and there.
Yes, don't do that.
Your questions will be answered in the order that they come in.
So long as they have a Q in front of them and a question mark at the end, which you failed on as well there.
Not the second time. So that's probably why I posted again.
Yes.
However, don't fucking post it twice.
Yes. See? She gets pissed off. It's funny as fuck. All right.
And since I read them, pre-read them, and then I read them, so I'm not sure if I've read them out loud or just read them silently.
Right.
So I might read them twice, and then he gets annoyed too. And you don't want
Who,
that.
me? I get annoyed by things that are wrong.
What would be a dangerous level number of cholesterol on carnivore? Welcome back, Pim. Thank you, Ben.
There is no such thing. Cholesterol poses no danger of any kind at any level. How's that?
We also have very red skin.
That's probably a camera setting. We
Yes,
don't have
that's what I
red
mean.
skin as such in the real world.
Yeah.
Do we, Ted? Ted has yellow skin. At least that's from memory. That's what.
He's more yellow in reality than...
Is he?
Yeah.
How do we know?
Everything
We
is-
don't know where Ted is. Ted has not been seen at the camouflage training.
Oh dear, next one then. Saw a video where Greg Duchette mentioned you drank coffee and you admit to doing it before, and you said you paid the price for drinking it. What is the price? I drink it, I'm scared.
Okay, no need to be scared. What Greg is talking about there is a period in my life where I was drinking 12 to 14 cups a day of coffee because I managed to get myself hooked on the stuff. And that caused an increase in my systolic and diastolic blood pressure of 30 millimeters of mercury on both ends. And in getting my coffee back down to 2 or 3 cups, more like 2 a day at the moment, that 30 millimeters of mercury of blood pressure has reduced again back to normal, so that now my blood pressure is more like 115 to 125 over 65 to 75. Yeah.
We have super chats.
Super chats.
Jonathan is going to bed when he says my last remaining coins. Good night, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Nice to see you.
Where did he say he was going to bed? Somewhere else.
Oh, said that a little bit further up.
All right, good. Okay, good to see you, Jonathan. All right. Thanks for the squids.
And the shameless infidel,
Yes.
$20. Thank you very much.
Love it.
But
Love it.
no question.
No questions. Inga frågor. Nästa. Thanks for the money.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll back. Where are my questions?
I don't know.
Can't find them. There.
There you go.
My CAC was 71.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 7 was a 7. That's very low.
It is
I'm
very low.
57 years young and a former smoker who was around secondhand smoke my entire life.
Yeah.
My CIMT showed no blockages. LDL 296. Should I worry about that?
No, not at all.
God, no.
Not at all. That sounds fantastic. It sounds like your likelihood of a cardiovascular problem anytime in the next several decades is near zero on the basis of what you've just said there. LDL does not cause heart disease, does not contribute to heart disease, is not a concern, is nothing to worry about at any level still. What's next?
What's next is
Världmaster, min prinsessa.
that one.
Uh-huh.
What is iodine for, and why isn't it in some table salts? Thanks.
Iodine is a trace mineral, I guess, that is important for various aspects of biological function, including thyroid. And when it was identified that some US soils were deficient in iodine some decades ago, the major salt companies took it upon themselves to add iodine to the salt, thus reducing the likelihood of those kind of issues. And it seems to have stuck. That's what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Okay then.
Yes.
What do you prefer? Butter, tallow, or ghee?
Butter. Definitely. Out of those.
Yes.
What do you prefer?
Butter.
Yes.
We made some butter from raw milk.
We did. Well, you did. I didn't do a damn thing.
Butter and mozzarella cheese.
What does Professor Snoozy like?
All of it.
All of the things, including shit. Since we've lived here on the farm, she's been in absolute doggy heaven because there is a never-ending smorgasbord of shit everywhere to eat, isn't there, shit?
Oh.
You're a shit-eating shit-eater, aren't you?
Right.
Right, good.
Oops. What's your opinion on plyometric exercises?
They have their place and they can be very useful for their given purpose, which is in the development of power, which is, if you want to know, work over time. In other words, producing a muscular contraction and a body movement rapidly as possible with the maximum power possible, the maximum force possible at that speed.
Righty-do. Okay, this is a two-part question, so
Right.
don't answer until I get the next part up.
Roger.
Paul Mason and Stephen Thomas have brought to light that lipid deposition appears to develop from outside in as opposed to from the lumen side. Also, the studies indicate that the endothelium is not invariably one cell thick in the arteries, which contradicts the majority of online literature. Also, it challenges the theory that LDL accumulates from the lumen.
Very good. That's not a question. It's a statement.
It did have a capital Q.
It did, but it's not a question. It's a statement. Thank you, Alex. That's interesting and not surprising.
Are you considering in maybe having sterile shampoos, conditioners, and or toothpastes in the future?
I'm not considering anything because it's not my company. I am just joint ventured with that company in the way that any one of you could be too if you wanted to be, those of you that aren't already. I promote and support 3 or 4 of the products available currently from the Cerule company, those being Stem Enhance Ultra Cyactive, Cyactive Joint, and Plasma Flow, plus the Stem Enhance Hardcore version invented by yours truly a bit, available in Australia and New Zealand only at this time. Other than that, the company already holds a very good range of skin care products, which I don't promote for various reasons, mostly because it's not my focus, and it does contain 1 or 2 chemicals that I perhaps wouldn't put in there. And there is also some supplementation products around collagen and electrolytes that I don't promote, again, because of the formulations. But I'm working with the company to come up with formulations that Ted is happy with. And, you know, in future, there may well be that available too. But in terms of what they are considering ongoingly, no idea. I'm not privy to that. I'm privy to some things, but not everything. Yours.
Right.
Good.
Do you believe women need to take HRT in menopause? If eating carnivore diet, should hormones be all good when menopause occurs? Thanks.
Neve, I don't think it's a fait accompli that any given woman can expect to have serious or indeed any real symptoms of menopause. It is a natural part of the life process. And I think that women that do have a difficulty are probably women who have aberrant hormonal profiles, probably because of a lifetime of doing the wrong thing nutritionally and otherwise. So to say, do women need it, full stop, blanket statement, I think is wrong. I think maybe some women could do with some HRT for a short period of time, not ongoingly, by the way. And that statement is caveated as being only useful in terms of symptomology, because that's all allopathic medicine will ever do, is deal with symptoms. It never actually cures anything. Yeah, I think that covers it off. Good to see you, by the way, Neve. What's next?
Next is cuddling Snoozy.
Oh, Snoozy Cuddles. And she's like, why do I get the peak of your cap in my nose while you're at it?
Repair.
Oh. Yes. What's next? What's next? What's next?
Does drinking diet soda like Coke Zero cause osteoporosis?
Cause would be a very strong statement. You would need to come up with some experimental evidence in human beings under control for a good period of time. They don't exist, so you can't say it causes it. What we do know is that taking in a lot of phosphoric acid over a long period of time can be a problem, at least in terms of the mechanism that we suspect that might be going on. We just don't have the way of making it so. That's a button you can press to set a goal on Super Chats.
Interesting.
And then everybody says, oh, we met the goal yet? And then they don't Super Chat to make the goal happen anyway.
So we should set it to 100 Super Chats.
100 Super Chats today. You can't. You're making it 10. You can't go to 100.
You can do 50.
Okay, 50 Super Chats is the goal. Let's see how short of it we fall.
What do you want? It's
Go on then.
50 Super Chats.
Yep. Good.
Set the timer.
No, an hour. There you go. 50 Super Chats in the next hour.
You can't set it.
Uh,
I don't know. It's grayed out. Never mind. Takes too long.
Yeah. I told you we were going to fack around today.
That's new. Since when?
It's been here a while. You haven't been here for a while.
No, good, isn't it?
No.
No.
No, I don't think anybody thinks it's good that you're not here.
Except for me.
Except for you, exactly.
And a few others. If a long-time carnivore wanted to show normal LDL levels for a blood test, would it make sense to cycle in some carbs for 4 or 5 days beforehand, or would a fast of over 24 hours be better?
Why would you want to do that?
To
Who are
test
you
them, maybe?
appeasing? And why are you appeasing people?
Maybe it's for health insurance in the US or something.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
that.
But you gotta fight for your right to have LDL. I was singing.
To eat steak.
Yes. I would look at the N=1 stuff that Nick Norwitz did around pissing about with his own LDL. It might work for you. It might not too, because it was N=1 and not under very good control. And I'm not endorsing Nick Norwitz, by the way, at all. I am not a fan of Nick Norwitz. Not remotely.
Okay. My iodine is 62 and the range is 52 to 109. Seems low. Signs and symptoms. How long have you got? Is it worth supplementing? I was veggie for 25 years. Thanks.
I would take some iodized salt for a bit and see if your symptomology improves.
Or take some
Blue
gold in some drink of some kind.
Or indeed drop it directly on your skin. Good. Yep.
How does consuming vast amounts of liquids in one sitting as food, broth, soup, milk, etc. affect stomach pH, if at all?
Hardly at all for a very long period, that is. You pour in any amount of fluid into your stomach that your stomach will capacitate, fit, and within a very short period of time, the ionic pumps embedded in the stomach lining will readdress the ionic makeup of that solution, such as to set the pH exactly where it thinks it ought to be, like within a minute or so. How's that?
Very good.
Yes, very good. It's called homeostasis.
Cerule, taking 6 stem-enhanced caps a day along with a plasma and psychoactive joint. Split the 6 stem caps 3 times a day, or what is best?
If you're taking 6, I would split them into 2 3s or 3 2s, yes, personally. But you can take them all at once if you like. It just means you get a bigger spike, but you don't get the 2 or 3 spikes that you would have got had you taken it 2 or 3 times. So, I don't know, 6 one, half dozen the other, area under the curve, all of that. There's no hard guidance on this. This is just ideas, really. What I do, if I'm taking multiple lots of large amounts, is I might split it into 2 or 3, But mostly I'm lazy and I can only remember to do it once, so I usually just gob down my tablets all in one go in the morning, them having been placed on the counter for me by Her Majesty Pym, Queen of Pirates, because she's good like that.
Mm-hmm.
In other ways she's not so good, but in that way she's good. I'm kidding.
Bullshit. Why nobody except you talks about connection between eating enough protein and electrolytes?
Don't know. Perhaps they are not aware of the connection. Hey DC, good to see you, mate.
Could chronic inflammation, like what occurs in autoimmunity, be a cause of not getting stronger after a certain level of resistance training? Would that be sole mechanism, or would it be a number of factors?
Yeah, it's one of those rich tapestry things, Robert. Rich tapestry. A lot of things play into your outcomes in terms of exercise and stuff.
I think we have a super chat from
Yes.
the Swallow
From the
Man.
Swallow Man, the Swallow Man, the fully laden swallow. Excuse me, not singing.
If you had to choose between regular Coke or Diet Coke, which would you pick and why? Pet the pups for me. Many thanks.
Regular. I'd go the regular.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Although I hate fucking Coke.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
I've been known to drink a Coke.
And
now
why
and
would you pick it? Because it's probably aspartame and stuff in the other one that we don't want.
then. Aspartame, not your friend. Bad stuff. Right.
Disgusting.
More to the point, though, fully laden swallow. What's your favourite colour?
Indeed. That's the most important question. Have you gotten any information on how the new Carnivore cereal products are selling in Australia and New Zealand? Hoping it sells well so we in the US can get it.
Yes, I'm fully privy to the sales figures. The New Zealand and Australian sales manager is in contact with me about that. And it's not bad, but it's not great either. So everybody should rush to their cereal portals. And if you haven't got a cereal portal, then get one. Where do you get one from? It's the address at the top left hand of the screen there, right underneath where it says cereal, bkaynutrition.cereal.com. Go there, get yourself signed up. Get yourself onto Hardcore Carnivore if you are in Australia and New Zealand. And if you're elsewhere, then it's the Stem Enhance standard for now. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Some people state that as bile contains toxic waste and as bile is reabsorbed in the gut, the toxic waste may also be reabsorbed. So you should take fiber to eliminate the waste. Your thoughts?
That's absolute fucking nonsense from the ground up. Complete garbage.
From the ground up?
Yes, all of it.
Ooh.
Rubbish.
Okay then.
Yeah.
For someone eating the American standard diet, is LDL going up related to inflammation taking place in the body? Thank you.
Yes, probably. If that person, that individual person, is expressing a level of LDL which they deem to be above a certain threshold of some kind. What we do know about LDL is that it is under the control of your genes, those genes interacting with the environment in which you place those genes at any given time. And as such, your level of LDL right now is optimized for your homeostatic maintenance. Your genes really know what they're doing.
So apparently, I just need to find it again there. Pim, your hat of choice resembles the beak of a duck. Should we fans emulate this for maximum health? Yes.
Yes, you should all look like a duck and quack
is-
like a duck and waddle like a duck.
This is very important for
Yes.
your health.
Yes.
If you do not,
Then
You-
get fucked in.
you will be obese for eternity.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Just like fatties that eat shit all day. Isn't it, fatty? Shit eater. Eh? Good.
When would you say zinc is necessary to supplement?
When a person is in effect short of zinc for their needs at that time and at no other time.
When you're sunk deficient.
When you are clinically zinc deficient and demonstrably so. Otherwise, no. How's that? Good.
When will Cereal Hardcore be available to other countries?
When the company has determined that the rate of sale of the product in New Zealand and Australia, the test market, is at a level where they'd go, shit, we better sell this to everybody. I don't know. How long's a piece of string?
Indeed, Rooney.
When you guys order it in large amounts, immediately after the show. Right.
What's your opinion on high rep sets?
Yes.
Is there any difference between reaching failure with, say, 40 reps versus 6?
Yes, there is a big difference. There's a huge difference between failing at
Oh,
6
God, no.
reps versus 40.
You have to be on the floor now.
Absolutely. In terms of the volume and the intensity,
Ooh.
which are a specific stimuli or stimulus on the muscle, and all muscle adaptation and training is specific. Sure, there is some crossover, but not as much as many people might believe.
Right. So apparently they say
They?
that Pepsi-Free caused Michael J. Fox to develop Parkinson's.
Who's they? And how do they back that claim up?
Indeed.
Jesus.
Just had to get that one up.
Yeah.
My eye doctor said I have a blood vessel that doesn't look right. Sent me to get echocardio test and carotid Doppler. Both were fine.
Yeah.
What else should I watch for? I trust your opinion.
I would keep an eye on that over time to make sure it's not developing into any kind of major problem. I would also get yourself onto a fully carnivorous diet if you're not already. I would get yourself onto the highest dose of both Stem Enhance and Active that you can possibly achieve, as well as plasma flow in the just 2 per day capped amount. I would ground yourself electrically as much of the time as is possible. I'd block blue light from entering your eyes after dark, and I would do 3 to 4 sessions of high intensity burst repeat HIIT and or resistance training per week, and not on consecutive days. Thank you. What's next?
Panic!
Panic.
I have to find my way back.
Good to see you, Bev, by the way. Haven't seen you for a while. Have you been around?
She was missing me, she said earlier.
Oh, yes, but I haven't seen her a bit. Maybe she was like, oh, I'm not watching this. If
Yeah,
Pim's
well,
not
why
on it."
would she be here? If I'm not
Exactly.
here?
If Pim's not here, fuck it then.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know.
They're just losers here when I'm not here.
That's right. That's right. All of you that were here when Private Ryan was doing the job, you're all losers, apparently, according to Pim. Good.
Would you happen to know what would be a good alternative to aluminium foil in terms of toxicity when you want to wrap food for cooking? I thought you were going to ask about making hats.
I don't. What do you do for that?
I use aluminium foil.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Personally, it's not something that I worry about a great deal, or what happens in the kitchen stays in the kitchen.
Or you can use bacon.
Don't ask me anything about the kitchen, Christ's sake. I've never been in the kitchen.
Bacon.
Bacon. Wrap it in bacon. There you go. Good.
Last thing I wrapped was a lamb leg. Lamb leg?
A lamb leg.
Lamb leg of lamb, not
Yes.
lamb leg.
A lamb leg.
But that would be tasty with bacon. That works.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Opinion on LILAC quantum products. Basically products that claim to harness quantum energy that seems to have effects in vicinity of humans. Have studies showing effects on HRV and ATP in cell culture.
I am not aware of that company or its products, nor any of their investigations into. Sorry about that.
Goodo or bado.
Mm.
I've got hypertrophic cardiomyopathy and had atrial fibrillation about 15 years ago, and due to a fall I had a subdural hematoma 10 years ago.
Bloody hell, that's not a question. See how that's not a question?
Yeah. Where's the
That
question?
sounds terrible, but that's not a question. Maybe it's carried on later.
Yes. What's the marginal benefit of Active for someone who's already carnivore with low inflammation?
I guess it's an insurance policy, in which case you'd probably just take the baseline to 1 or 2 per day, just to maintain that situation. Active knocks down the LOX and COX inflammatory pathways, for those that don't know what that does. I'm going to sort out this green screen at some point too. And the lighting in here.
I think here's
all
the
of that.
continuation to what was not
Right,
the
let's do it
question.
then.
So do you remember the question?
Yes.
Continued. Would there be anything I should be concerned about going full carnivore?
No, nothing whatsoever in that regard.
No. Okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Saw a video by Norwich claiming that fructose in certain quantities is safe.
Yep.
Dr. Lustig also seems to claim that. What's the facts on this idea?
Well, it's the dose that makes the toxin in all toxins. Each individual toxin has a level which is likely to cause toxicity in a human. And of course, each human has their own individual tolerance level as well. So yes, there will be a non-zero level of fructose, which is associated with no apparent problems in a human being or in a group of human beings, you bet. However, that doesn't mean you should run around eating fructose, because you shouldn't. Vadnoster. No singing.
Just a man climbing a plum tree yesterday.
Yes, I did climb a plum tree yesterday. Are you here to help?
Yeah. Is it possible to take advantage of free cereal products in the USA?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's a worldwide thing that Cerule is doing. This is not some promotion or for a limited time thing. This is a company policy. It's called 3 and Free. What you do is you join us as an IBO member, stands for Independent Business Owner. Basically, you're setting up a stall as a Cerule distributor in your own right. It's your business. You don't have to do anything whatsoever. You can do nothing whatsoever, and you'll be paid commensurate with that. None. However, if you set up 3 retail customers that you introduce personally on a wellness pack, then you get a wellness pack for free, as long as you have 3 wellness pack ongoing customers. Isn't that neat? If you want 2 wellness packs, have 6 customers on a wellness pack, or indeed 3 customers on a double-sized wellness pack, because it works the same way. All right, 3 and Free. Available only to IBO members in any of the 70-plus countries and territories around the world in which Cerule operates. Why the hell would you pay for your products? I don't know. You can if you want, and we'll let you, but you don't have to. What's next?
I am still getting reflux on Carnivore. I guess I have to give up coffee. Please, can I ask what things cause reflux? Thanks.
Usually it's an insufficiency of stomach acidity that causes that issue. I would suggest things like betaine HCl. Knock off the coffee is a good idea. Yes.
You mean betadine?
Is that what it's called? Betadine HCl.
Yes.
Betaine, betadine. Okay. That thing HCl, that stuff that's designed to increase stomach acidity, do that. If you're on PPIs, stop that. Stop that immediately. Never go back on them. If you do need to deal with acute situation, you've got heartburn right now and you need to deal with it quickly, take a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, dissolve that in a glass of water, hold your nose and whack that back. Instead, eat a carnivore diet, ground yourself electrically, take Cerule products, block blue light after dark, and do the exercise.
There you go. Betaine.
Yes,
HCl.
betaine, there you go. Betaine. Not betadine, betaine. Haha. I win. Yay for me. And
You
Ted.
don't win.
No, that's right. I never do around here. Even if I do. No.
Okay.
Because there's always some penalty applied which changes the score.
Is there?
Yep. Making up the rules as they go along.
Okay. Any opinion on vagus nerve hacking devices such as the Pulsetto or Apollo Neuro? Basically vibrations or sound frequencies targeted at the vagus nerve and promoting relaxation. Thoughts?
If it works for you, fine. I've never tried it. I'm not likely to either. It sounds like one of those things that is not something that I would go to personally. Neither would Ted. At least he'd tell you that if he was here.
Well, there's a lot of research on the vagus nerve, and one
yes.
of the things that will help is humming, I think, like
Dum,
monk
dum.
doings. So it's not impossible that will work.
I'm
as
not saying
well.
it isn't possible. It might well work if you have a problem in that regard. I don't think I do. Aware of anyway.
Well, I think you do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have many problems. My girlfriend says so.
Me?
Mm.
Because you don't think you have many problems.
5 questions. Remember to send Lauren a bill for 5 questions, please, Ted. Ted?
Oh, he's still skiving.
Ted has not been seen still.
Why did I start with a 5.8 A1C 15 months ago and went down to only 5.6 and now up again to 5.8 on 95% carnivore?
Yeah, that's normal. Happens quite often. There's no evidence whatsoever that it's problematic. I've covered that in great detail already on my channel. You need to binge watch all my videos and you'll find it. Basically, there are several things going on in carnivores that mean that the A1C test is not a valid test in the context in which it is read, because it makes a bunch of assumptions that are incorrect in the case of carnivore dieters or lifestylers. We should say it's not a diet. It's a way of eating the correct way. Also, if you look at the walls of any cave anywhere in the world, you will see hunting men hunting animals. You will not see people standing around testing their A1Cs.
Does feeling hungry indicate the need for more nutrients or energy or both?
Well, it's nutrient, because energy is a construct. It's an idea. It's an abstraction. It has no literal existence. It's the thing that we must invoke to explain physical phenomena, given that we have no way of explaining physical phenomena, including whether or not physical stuff, matter, mass, actually is a thing and exists, because the mathematical descriptions given to us by the physicists tell us absolutely and demand absolutely that we do not exist and that mass is an illusion. Also, time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. Yes, that is absolutely a shout out to atoms.
I think you could say that if, let's say, your mitochondria does not produce sufficient energy, you will probably be hungry.
Yes. You could say that if you were invoking this abstraction, this construct called energy, because actually the mitochondria produces a physical thing, doesn't it?
Whatever.
Yep. What's next?
I wanted to add that it is a thing that if you're sleep deprived, you will be a lot hungrier than if you're not.
Right, what if you're sleep depraved?
Well, that's a different issue, isn't it?
I'm depraved. Ask my girlfriend, she'll tell you how sick I am. Sick in the head, apparently.
You're making some shit up here.
Why not? It's for entertainment purposes.
Jesus. New Cerule IBO.
Hello and
Is there
welcome.
a particular video that comes to mind I can pass to friends, family to intro them softly to the products, either Cerule, Backroom, or one of your videos?
You absolutely could show them the interview I did with Her Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates, here on her YouTube channel some time ago. It was about my experience of my health changes associated, with the taking of Cerule products around my eyesight. That would be a good one. That's a good anecdote. You could also show them the video of me interviewing my dear old mummy about her experiences on my channel. It's called Bart's Mom is in the House or something like that. And yes, any of the videos in the back office in your Cerule URL, which is called your back office, are good, I think. Plus, if you aren't already a member of my IBO's only Facebook group, you should send me an email so I can send you an invite to that. Because there's a lot of videos and training and stuff there as well in that group.
High HDL is often associated with exercise or polyunsaturated fats, but I don't understand the mechanism behind that. Genes know it is it, so I'm not worried, but do you know what causes it?
Well, HDL is involved in the transport of remnant cholesterol and particles back to the liver for processing, cleaning up, recycling, and excreting any detritus. In terms of a mechanism that might cause you to transcribe more HDL in the situation of taking polyunsaturated fats, not sure. If anyone knows, they could sing out. My line in the sand, of course, about all lipoproteins, all fractions of lipoproteins, all apolipoproteins, all of it, is that they are all under the control of your gene set, almost entirely, and your genes absolutely know exactly what they are doing. Lipoproteins, lipids, all of that, none of those things are involved causally in the development of atherosclerosis heart disease, period. None of them. It's all nonsense and theology.
Nonsense.
Nonsense and theology, no singing.
I tried clean carnivore and lost muscle. My blood sugars went up. I developed muscle cramps and
Fasciculations. Yeah, okay.
Fasciculations. I have no idea what that is, and they never went away. Any idea why?
You would have to tell me more, a lot more about your exact intakes, what you did immediately prior to that. Did you do a transition, etc., etc., etc.? And what exactly you meant by clean carnivore? Because is there such a thing as dirty carnivore? If there is, I want in. I'm all about the dirt, me. If there's dirt to be involved in, I'm there. Tell me more, Holly, but probably you'd want to tell me that in a one-on-one consultancy session. And I'll tell you did it wrong and you never really were a carnivore. I'm joking. just a bit, but I probably will tell you that. Right.
Opinion on niacin supplements.
Not necessary unless you are clinically, provably, absolutely deficient, which is very, very rare indeed.
Are there any brands of eyewear you can recommend to block the wrong light? Too many choices and some won't work, I'm sure. Thanks.
Yes, in terms of the blue blocking, what you want is a company that provides lenses that they warrant and can show to you will block all wavelengths between 350 and 450. That's what you want. All wavelengths. A 100% blockage between 350 and 450, and 500 is even better.
What do you think of studies showing a photograph of a person placed in a quantum block and it remotely transferring benefits to that person in terms of HRV and blood clumping, etc.? Seems crazy, but exists.
It doesn't seem crazy if you understand that particles interact with each other, and of course, if you subject someone to a field of particles artificially, those particles will interact with the particles of that person's body and will have a result of some kind. Of course, the assumption that HRV is a good thing is just that, it's an assumption. Reduced blood clumping, etc., probably handy, but not definitely either, by the way. Case by case.
Rightio then.
Yep.
I've been diagnosed with having a cataract. Do you think it's possible to reverse it with autophagy?
Yes, it absolutely is, demonstrably, without any question. Probably the best way to do it is go with my 5 health hacks approach, which is the carnivore diet, the cereal products, as we've discussed at length already, the blue light blocking, the electrical grounding, and the exercise. There's a video on my channel called 5 Health Hacks You Need to Know. Check that one out.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are carnivores, eh?
Geez, you're quick.
I'm not. Well.
Yes, we are all individuals. I'm not. Shh. Well, one of us is a small yellow teddy bear, but we can't find him. He has not been seen at the carnivore training. The carnivore training? The camouflage training.
Yeah.
Good. Usually, also, Ted is much more gobby. He usually has much more to say. And if you want to see more of what Ted has to say on various things, you should probably go to the platform formerly known as Twitter, now known as X. And if you punch in @HRH_Ted, T-E-D, you'll find him. Disclaimer, nothing Ted says is my opinion. It's all his own. He's his own burr. And I can't do a thing with him. I can't get him to tone it down whatsoever.
Maybe that's where he's.
Well, maybe he's over there in his mind. Yeah.
So, what's the definition of a carnivore then?
A carnivore is any animal that eats any other animal or part of.
Exclusively?
No.
So, how many non-carnivore foods are you allowed when you still want
Any
to call
amount
yourself
whatsoever.
a carnivore?
Any amount at all.
Right, so we're carnivores then.
Yes, we are. However, we are hypercarnivores, meaning more than 70% of our intakes are in the form of animal products. So yes, we are hypercarnivores.
I don't even identify as a carnivore, and I easily eat more than 70% meat.
Yes, what do you
eggs.
identify as?
I eat many eggs.
An eggivore.
I'm probably more keto.
A keto eggivore.
To be fair. I just don't eat many vegetables. How do I convince my dad not to take damn statins?
Well, the thing with giving people information is all you can do is give them the information. At the end of the day, this is a horses and water type arrangement. I wish I knew how to get one's parents to do what you tell them they should. Even my own dear mum didn't listen to me recently. Relatively recently, that is. And she went and got the thing when I told her absolutely in no uncertain terms, do not, under any circumstances, irrespective of how tough they make your life, do not get the thing, and she did. So I can't help you with that, sorry. Love you, Mum. What's next?
Super chat from Bobo.
Good. We like super chats. They keep the lights on.
Thank you, Bobo. Come on, guys. Let's show appreciation. Your own doctor cannot even answer all these questions for free.
And will not either, by the way.
But we are slaves.
We are slaves to the grind.
Yes.
Not one of Skid Row's best songs, I think, personally.
Okay, how do I convince...
Oh, fuck a duck. Mm.
Look at that. Don't fuck my fucking ducks.
No, I'm not going to fuck your ducks. No.
Jesus. Have the start of macular degeneration in one eye and thickening corneas, age 61,
Right.
currently eating BBB and E
Right.
and taking the 6 stem caps a day. Anything else I should be doing to reverse the MD? The 5 health hacks. Da-na-na-na.
See the video on my channel, 5 health hacks you need to know. Do all 5. Not 4, not 3. The number of the counting shall be
5.
5, and to 5 shalt thou count. To 4 shalt thou not count, save by then thou then continuest to 5. 6 is completely wrong.
Good-o.
Good oh.
Like Bobo.
Yes.
Good-o.
Yes.
Would cutting out all sugar carbs cure a fungal infection?
Cure might be too strong, but it would certainly make it more likely that your body would be able to overcome that situation. However, what I would suggest is...
Yes, it will put it in temporary remission, and then if you eat sugar, they will probably come back.
Yes.
I break my carnivore every few days. I eat tinned fruit. Sorry, something about tinned fruit cures my ED. The soldier stands to attention all night. Which nutrients are these likely to be?
That's not likely to be nutrient-based. Maybe you have a fruit fetish. I don't know.
I have a duck fetish. Clearly. I'm addicted to ducks.
Addicted to ducks. Yeah. I don't know, Alex. Can't help you with that.
What is the benefit of supplementing creatine?
Well, the jury's out on that. It's one of the most well-researched supplement products available anywhere around the world. And after thousands and thousands and thousands of published studies, as far as I'm concerned, the jury is absolutely out on that as to whether it's beneficial and for various specific purposes at various specific times. Such.
Ever tried fresh raw blood nutrient style? If so, can you describe the taste?
I have not. Does not appeal.
Have you not, like, sucked your own blood? It's like sweet and salty, sort of.
Yeah,
Irony,
and metallic.
like, yeah, metallic, I guess.
I
But
don't like it.
I don't think I would like to drink a whole glass of it.
No.
I think I'm feeling a bit sick.
Yes.
But maybe that's
No.
mostly mental, to be fair.
Yes.
Don't you use devices in your shoes for grounding in Pimbatia?
We don't. We ground when we sleep.
We have gumboots,
Yes. Rubber
wellies.
soles. Yes.
What is the cure for demotivation? Is it ketones?
No. Demotivation is a psychological, emotional issue that needs dealing with in a cognitive fashion and also with some concerted activity.
However, going ketogenic or low carb can help because I think lowering brain inflammation, etc. So if anyone is being cured by eating a carnivore diet, I think it has a lot to do with that.
Yes.
Okay. Is having sugar cravings in my head looking for a dopamine hit, or is it a parasite or something in the gut sending its feed me signal?
Could be either or both, Scott.
Yes.
The possibilities are endless.
I think the first is probably more likely for most people. But you could have a parasite or something. I don't think that's that common, even though some people says that everyone has it. I don't think that's true.
Lovely.
And I say that since I'm helping people with sugar addiction, etc. And if they all had parasites, nothing would change, and that's not really true.
Good.
We have a super chat.
Yay. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren, for $9.99 nice US dollars.
Yes.
No question.
No questions.
Who are the Netherlands and what do they want?
The Netherlands is an area.
What do they want?
I don't know
They
what
want more hills.
Do they? They want more hills? Yeah, I don't know what they want. They want lots of windmills and pole vaulting.
And tulips and
Yes, and they
Dogs.
want to have a very strange accent.
vla.
Mm.
I want the vla.
Good.
That's
Don't know
my
what they
sugar
want.
addiction talking.
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Netherland. Yes.
Hi Bart, happy I caught you live. I'm in Motueka.
Nice.
Been carnivore 18 months, amazing for all my joint issues. After 6 months, I got trigger finger. It's getting worse. Dang it. Is this coincidence?
Probably not. 6 months is about a good time frame for some of the issues that some people tend to exhibit, especially if they go hard, like hardcore carnivore, like overnight instead of doing a transition. It may have been that. Don't know. You should come and visit us in Pimbatia. So you should. It's 35 minutes from Mott.
Oh, is it 40 maybe?
Maybe. We're in Stanley Brook. Come and see us.
Yes.
There you go. We've doxed ourselves. We live in Stanley Brook.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Flow Dance Fitness Motueka. I didn't recognize that, but
I didn't
haven't
either.
been looking for fitness centers really. I get enough fitness here.
Well, we do, yes, on the farm.
I
Doing
think
stuff and
we
things.
have another subject.
Yes.
Very good. We're not 50 yet, but thank you. Question, Paul Saladino, good fella, I?
Absolute, utter fucking imbecile. Nice bloke. Perfectly pleasant, personable. The ladies say he's not hard to look at. Well, at least he was until he started aging vastly rapidly because of his ridiculous, nonsensical diet. But no, imbecile. Absolute buffhead. Moron of the highest order. Have I been clear? Also a coward. Pretends he doesn't know who I am, despite the fact that all evidence proves absolutely that he does absolutely know who I am.
So, what? Oh my gosh, I would love to visit.
Right,
well,
good.
just come down, go for a drive.
Send us an email and we'll tell you exactly where we are. Exactly. It's not hard to find.
No, not really.
The email address is on the About tab on the YouTube channel. It might also be at the bottom of the screen, right about, depending on what's happening at your end. Now, at our end, it's on the screen now. There it is. Email. It says, do you want to visit Pimbatia? Question mark. Email. Blah, 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 blah. Do that.
Okay.
Cool.
What to do if one does not transition to carnivore in a sensible way? Quit and restart slowly?
I always think it's best to stay the course once you've gone past that fork in the road. That's a ship that's sailed, or any other analogy that you like. It's best to double down, stick with it, and get through it. There are some methods that we can use, some tools that are to hand to help someone get their gut health back. And if Ted was here, he'd tell you what they are, but he's not, so.
Oh my god. I'll bring some wild meat. Bring the wild meat.
Bring the wild meat. Bring it.
And if you have what is it called? A firearms license, you can come and kill some of the stuff here. We have a
bird
someone
of
who
prey.
needs to be killed.
There is a bird of prey, a non-protected bird of prey that's causing us a problem with some of our birds. So if you're a good shot.
Yeah.
I've got a 22 gauge, but I'm not a very good shot. So.
Right.
Yes.
Have you looked into Gilbert's syndrome?
No, I
It
haven't
said
still.
that more bilirubin in the blood protects against CVD, lol, as it can act as an antioxidant. Sounds like bullshit.
No, we had a question about bilirubin and Gilbert's syndrome last week, and I hadn't looked into it then, and I still haven't. Because it's so rare, it's not something that's in my consciousness, I guess.
My mom is 91 years old. Her cardiologist still insists she takes a statin. I don't think she takes it because she's never trusted doctors. We grew up eating bread toasted in bacon fat.
Okay, number one, no cardiologist or doctor of any kind is in any position to insist upon anything. They work for you. They do as they are fucking told by you, or what you should do is sack them. Transfer my records. Do that today. You are fired. You are a consultant to me. As the patient, do as you're told.
Fair Apparently her husband is a good shot. Bring him.
Bram.
Bring him, and then you will never leave until the bloody bird is
That's
dead.
it.
And its fucking offspring that is sitting next to her chickens and don't know how to kill them yet.
Yes, this is the Hotel California here. Well, I say that, but we had Private Ryan and Private Ryan here from Australia for about 5 weeks. And promised Mum, we did send them home. We did put them on the plane. Well, at least drop them to the airport.
But now no one has seen them since.
Right. Mrs. Private Ryan, well, Mrs. Private Ryan's mum and other Private Ryan's mum, if you haven't seen your kids yet, they've gone missing. Let us know and we'll help you find them, maybe.
Is it possible to reverse artery calcification without surgery? If so, what should one do in a nutshell, if possible?
Yes, it absolutely is. That's your answer.
The 5 health hacks. Who has the biggest maroon you've ever debated or have done a critique video on?
Well, the biggest idiot I've ever actually debated is Richard Burgess, without any question. Absolute, utter, tubby little moron, actually, and little meaning not his physical size, because he's 6'3" and a fatty. I mean little in terms of his place in the world, his contribution to the universal society at large. Absolutely singly without the first clue of anything whatsoever. Just an arrogant fuckhole, basically. A shit stain on society. Followed closely by Vegan Bazooka. He was pretty clueless. And in a different way, Peter Rogers that we spoke about earlier, the MD from the States who is a Vagoon. Absolute fucking imbecile. In terms of the stupidest people that I have ever critiqued, well, Jesus, that's a long list, isn't it? Mike the Vegan is high on that list. Neil Barnturd, Milty McMilty Pants, Milton Mills, the obese MD from the States, who says we can't possibly be carnivores for you see we lack the sharp pointy teeth. And not even ironically, he's serious. Look, if anyone wants to see my entire history of abusing idiots online, you probably have to take an odyssey of discovery to find that material, because it's no longer available on the YouTube platform, which is not my choice. That's YouTube's choice, really, because they changed the rules and started applying the rules to videos that were historical rather than new ones. Craziness, in an attempt to try and catch me out. So I just had to remove everything. There it is, though. An odyssey of discovery will find that for you. And you can see who the idiots are. Basically everybody except me in the world. No, I'm kidding. There are other people who are not idiots too. What's next?
Thanks for your response about bile and fiber, but could you elaborate more on the toxic waste reabsorption with the bile in the gut? Is that true? What can we do to avoid that?
No, it's not. Not true at all. Why would your body reabsorb toxic waste when it's already eliminated it? Do you really think after 3,800 million years of evolution, at least, that the human body is that fucking stupid? It's not. What's next?
Super chat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bart. Keep it up.
I shall. Well, I don't really have to. It kind of keeps itself up. In fact, it never goes away, pretty much. I'm insatiable. And I don't even have to eat canned fruit to make it happen.
What's future plans for the farm, long term and short?
Short-ish or medium term is getting the fucking thing under control, because as we bought the property, took the property over, it had been fallow for some time and it is vastly overgrown and worn down, I guess. We have to spend a lot of effort and a huge sum of money on re-fencing, because the fencing is as Mickey Mouse as fuck here. We have some pastures to get under control so that they can be effectively grazed. We have some animal husbandry going on. We have some breeding programs that we've started. We are building more and more bird enclosures because Pim has a bird fetish. We are clearing fence lines. We are collecting in firewood in the tonnage amount, by the way. Tonnage of it. We are also looking to get some woofers. We're going to call them volunteers, though, rather than woofers. Volunteers to come here and stay with us and help us out a bit in return for some board and lodgings and food and stuff. And we will pay tax to the New Zealand Tax Department on that, as we are required to. You can't get away without paying tax on things. Because apparently having people here to help us is akin to pecuniary gain, and as such we have to pay tax on it. I know. Yeah.
Rightio then.
Long term is to be independent in terms of water, which is already in play. Electricity, which is just a matter of putting up some solar panels and some wind generation and possibly some water generation. And food, which is in play because we have animals here and they are currently converting grass protein into usable protein for humans. Beef, lamb, birds.
And milk.
And milk from goats.
Yes.
Also, long term is to actually find a way to actually secede from New Zealand and actually become a bona fide independent sovereign nation. That will probably take a much larger defence force, though we need some soldiers. So do come down here and sign the conscription form.
Right, super
Good.
chat.
Yep.
Question above. Wouldn't let me post super chat my question. Okay, Helen, let's see if we can find your question above.
Sometimes super chat doesn't work
What?
well.
Let me super chat.
Sometimes it doesn't work well.
I cannot find a question, Helen.
Okay.
Can you post your question?
Without super chatting it.
Yeah.
Just post your
now,
question.
and
Yeah.
I'll bring it up straight away
Mm.
because that's the only thing I can find that you have posted.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Where were we then?
It seems like Ted's camouflage has improved even more now.
Clearly.
He has not been seen all day.
Okay.
I did not see you at the camouflage training. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Good.
I told my dad and mom not to get the thing.
Yeah.
Her dementia accelerated so fast after she died last May. Rest in peace, mummy.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah. I just hope that at some point sooner rather than later that those responsible for this criminal act are held to account personally. I doubt that that will occur, but let's hope that they pay their dues in this life as well as in the next.
If a long time carnivore wanted to show normal LDL levels for a blood test,
I think we've had this one.
yes, why do you post that again then? Get fucked.
Yes, and tell your mates to get fucked too.
Yeah.
We love you, Andy. Nothing you can do about
Not
it.
anymore.
Oh, don't we? We don't love you anymore.
No, if you double post your questions, we
Then
don't
get
love you
fucked in.
anymore. Yep. Bond charge, do orange, blue blocking nighttime glasses, yellow daytime glasses, and clear computer glasses for the day. Are they milking it? Thanks.
No, I've got some Bond Charge spectacles on order right now. There you go, Bond Charge. Free promotion. I have Bond Charge lenses on order as we speak. Another good company is blockbluelight.com.au for those that are in the Australasian marketplace. They have 3 different colours. Well, 4 if you count the clear ones that they presume to be blue blocking computer. Don't be so stupid. If you can see blue, it's not fucking blocked, is it? They have a yellow lens, which is a 70% blocker. It's a daytime use one, which just sharpens your vision and takes the most dangerous, damaging end of the blue out. They have another one that they call Nightfall, or something like that, which is a kind of half orange one that blocks out some of the blue but not the rest. And then they have a full blue blocker as well. That's the Block Blue Light company, by the way. Bond Charge, that I'm aware of, they only have a yellow and a full blue blocker. The one in the middle, I think, is absent from their offerings as far as I was aware. Yes. Good.
Okay then. What would theoretically happen if the brain is only ever fueled by ketones and never ever by glucose?
Nothing. Well, that is impossible because in deepest nutritional ketosis, there's still not enough energy being provided by ketones to run the brain. You must have a minimum amount of glucose in your blood or you will die. So the question is kind of hypothetical. But if you're saying, is there any problem in running your brain to any degree on ketones? No, absolutely not. It's perfectly normal and natural. It's part of the biological system that we have, which is designed largely to maintain one's homeostasis.
Could I combine your advice with Ray Peat principles for advantage?
No, Ray Peat was an imbecile.
Do you need a passport to get to New Zealand? I don't have one. I'm in Queensland.
Yes, you will need a passport, but as an Australian citizen, you can come and go in New Zealand for as long as you like. There are no visa requirements. You can work here and earn here as well if you want to, and stay for as long as you like. It's a deal with the Australian government that has been in play for a long time. But yes, you will need a passport to exit Queensland and enter the former New Zealand, now the communist state of, well, it was Hardonistan, but now that horse-faced cunt is gone, and we have a different ridiculous cunt as Prime Minister instead.
Good. I'm going to eat carbs when I crave them, so which are the least damaging?
I'm not even going to go there. I will not be drawn into that. Carbohydrates, exogenous carbohydrates, are completely unnecessary. If you feel you need them, it's because of an addiction. It's not because of any physiological need, and you should probably talk to Pim about that addiction, because that's her thing.
Although I do need to eat some exogenous carbs to get rid of headaches that appear every now and then if I'm eating zero carb, which is why I no longer even try.
Yeah. In other words, Pim has some quite serious metabolic damage, as many people do. So when I say there are no need for carbohydrates, what I mean is looking directly at the middle of the bell-shaped curve, assuming that everything works the way it should. There are some examples of people who do find benefit in small amounts of carbohydrates here and there. And there are people like me who are hedonists, addictive personalities that will go on a binge and absolutely fucking stuff myself stupid with carbs and then regret it for the next 2 or 3 days and not do that again for a while.
And when I say I need some, I'm talking about 40 to 50 grams from, I usually do, well, I used to do rice, but now I eat carbs more regularly, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Someone said sweet potatoes. I love them a little bit too much, so those are easy for me to overeat. I don't even like rice, so that's kind of medicine for me.
Yeah.
But 40 to 50 grams, that would take me out of ketosis temporarily, but then back in again if that's something that you want.
Oh no, kicked out of ketosis. What
yeah,
will
but
we
I'm
do?
just saying it does have an effect on my blood sugar.
Yes.
But not as much as sweet potatoes, because that just through the roof.
How's it go?
I only do it once.
You must listen very carefully. She will say this only once.
So do something that works for you. But if you're eating them because you crave them, it's probably not a good reason to eat them. Is there colitas in the air at Pimbatia?
No.
What is colitas?
It's the smell that there is around the Hotel California. It's a floral scent, I think, or a tree scent. I'm not sure what colitas is, whether it's floral or whether it's a tree or whether it's a tree flower. I'll have to look it up. Warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim.
Yes, okay.
I had to stop for the night.
That's enough. Thank you. Next question.
No, it's okay.
It's safe to do carnivore while breastfeeding?
Yes, absolutely. Completely. We've been doing that for 350,000 years at least. And longer than that in pre-humans.
Fences are always falling apart. So.
They are, yes.
Rick.
Ours are anyway, Rick. Do you want to come over here and fix them?
Yes.
Bring your ducks. No, we've got plenty of ducks already.
Oh, can't have too many ducks.
And Pim, yesterday, came home with, or the day before, with another 5 Muscovy, like we haven't got enough already.
Well, they're unrelated.
Yes.
Now we had 2 groups of
Now we can have Muscovy
siblings.
dating apps. Do they right and left swipe, or what do they do? How do they decide?
They do the what's it called? The neck thing,
The
either
neck
left
thing.
or right. Okay.
Yep.
if lactose is not being broken down by lactase, but is being used by lactose-consuming microbes,
Yes.
could it still be an issue with fat, sugar, and the Randall cycle, etc.? Just curious.
Yeah, sure, probably. Yeah.
Do you think so?
Well, who knows?
I mean, if you have some lactose, yeah.
I mean,
but if you have none,
at the end of the day, the Randall cycle thing is specifically a glucose effect rather than a lactose effect.
yeah, I'm just thinking. I mean, the reason that you get the shits and stuff when you're lactose intolerant is because it doesn't break down, isn't it?
Well, that and there's an allergic reaction and your body wants to eject it. Excuse me.
Anywho, what's the next one? That's the next one.
Yeah.
Anything to say about how to raise a carnivore baby? Mine is on the food introduction phase. Lots of fruits, sadly, but meat is also included.
Why are you feeding the baby lots of fruit? Please don't do that.
Will New Zealand qualify for the World Cup? Do you watch the stuff?
I don't, and I have no idea. Association football, not for me. I'm a rugby league fan and a cricket fan. Cricket!
Can saturated fats be bad for health if mixed with some carbs, 100 to 120 grams per day, or saturated fats are always healthy?
Fats, when mixed with carbohydrates, are a problem. The Randall cycle. Yes, I have a whole playlist on this if you'd like to go and have a look.
You need day glasses?
Need is too strong. It's quite trippy. I enjoy the slight change in sharpness that you get when you block out the highest end of the blue. It does mean that focus is sharper, shapes are more enticing, green becomes much greener. It's quite trippy. I like it. But you shouldn't block all the blue during the daytime. So yes, day glasses for that purpose can be good. Indoors, I would probably just wear clear ones like these. These ones, by the way, being 2 prescriptions ago because the ones after these are now destroyed and can't see through them at all. And I'm waiting for my new ones to arrive. So everything's a bit blurry. And by the way, interestingly, my prescription over time, my eyeglasses prescription over time is getting less, not more.
Apparently duck mating is a sport.
Is it? Rightio, Rick, if you say so. Ooh.
So we got these new ducks, three hens and 2 drakes. And the 2 brothers we already have started fighting all of a sudden because we got new ladies in the house. That's how it goes.
And we're like, stop it, you're mates. Know his mother.
Yeah. How much would it cost initially to sign up as an IBO with Cerule?
$75 US. Or $75 Australian and New Zealand. It's kind of a parity thing.
Is it 75 in the US too?
I think so. Okay. I may be wrong on that. In New Zealand and Australia, it's $75 Australian or New Zealand. There are 150 people watching the show. Why don't we have 150 super chats?
Indeed, Rooney.
Are you not amused?
Right. If one eats 150 grams of fat but still wants to include milk in the diet, should the fat be cut by the carb content of the milk? In other words, does a 50-50 work as long as both are not high?
There's some sugar in milk, and yes, it will have an effect. Absolutely. It's pretty much individual as to what you will experience. I would go N=1 and work out what you need to do for yourself. There's no set answer I could give you on that.
Apparently, sometimes the drakes stop fighting and try mating with each other.
Do they indeed?
Yeah.
Gay ducks.
Maybe they watch too much Netflix.
Maybe they do, because Netflix will tell them it's normal and natural to be anything except white and heterosexual and middle class.
Yeah, these are black peed, so they are
right.
White and black.
White and black. Goodness,
yeah,
they'll be confused.
Yeah. The new ones are mostly white and a bit grey.
Are our ducks gender confused?
I think so, maybe. Okay. Can building high muscle mass naturally as a healthy man cause weak heart muscle or cardiomyopathy over time?
Depends on your training methodology and how long you've been doing it for, etc. It is possible.
A 20-year-old I know developed type 1 diabetes after the thing.
Yeah.
Can carnivore help her? She is convinced she will die if she does carnivore.
It is possible. However, I would suggest that there are 5 things. 5 things a person should do in order to minimize the likelihood of health problems. But yes, the short answer is it might be helpful. And you know, anyone that thinks they will die because they're eating carnivore is
Wrong.
sadly wrong. Sorry. Carnivore is absolutely the appropriate ancestral diet for a human being. Absolutely everything we need to thrive can be found in the meat and associated fat of animals.
Okay. What do you think about using clean carbohydrates in bodybuilding to lower body fat and or improve exercise performance? I see the idea being propped up, but I don't see how it's not detrimental.
What in the purple fuck do you mean clean carbohydrates?
Hello.
What the actual fuck is that? The short answer is no.
Doggy's back.
Varnastamin prinsessa.
Right, so bear with me because this one is also segmented.
Segmented. Yes.
Have you heard of autoimmune disorder neuromytonia or Isaacs syndrome? Severe cramping and nerve pain in the legs. I have. And then it says, if you've heard of it, what would you do for it? I'm doing the 5 health hacks, although I have trouble with HIIT because of my legs.
Yes, of course, you would need to listen to your body and moderate what you're doing in accordance with what your body will tolerate and what you can do. Not being an expert in that particular syndrome, I would suggest that, like anything else, it would probably respond at least to some degree by reducing your chronic systemic inflammatory overburden, and as such, 5 health hacks would be the approach. So once again, they are a 100% carnivore diet, the 3 main oral supplementation products from the Cerule company, the grounding of yourself electrically at least while you sleep, the blocking of blue light from your eyes after nightfall and before sun up, the exercise. Those are the 5. Do those.
Right, we have more super chats.
Yay, we like super chats.
Thanks so much, Bart. We'll send her the 5 link.
Good. And also do send us an email and come and see us and bring your husband and his gun.
Oh, we got 100 New Zealand dollar super chat.
Like it. Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you very much, Brian. Have some more cow.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. That'll keep the lights on for a bit longer than a minute or 2. Depending
Brian
on electricity prices.
Doherty. There should be Brian Chicken Tea.
Chicken tea?
All our chickens are named Brian.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. All our Brians are called Brian, and so are their wives. Except for the one that's not. He's called Scott. We've got 7 chickens in this one generation of chickens that are now just about ready for the plate, really, soon.
They
and
are
all
ready.
Yeah, and they're all called Brian, except for the one that's called Scott.
Yeah.
And the one that's called Scott is the one that hangs out by himself.
Herself.
Scott, no mates.
Mhm.
Yes, everyone else is Brian, and so are their wives.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. You can
Thanks,
join the
Brian.
Brians, but not on the plate. We don't eat people here.
We prefer not to.
No.
But we can buy many new Brians for 100 New Zealand dollars.
We could.
Okay. Richard Smith claims that taking creatine helps increase force production because of leverage gained as the muscles are bigger from the extra water they hold. Your thoughts on this, please?
The jury is completely out as far as I'm concerned on creatine. There are a bunch of reductionist studies that have been done looking at specific aspects, this versus that, in terms of overall goodness of affect, performance in various sports and things. The results are really very mixed on taking creatine supplements. Richard is a good friend of mine, but also Richard sells creatine supplements, I believe. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying the jury is out. And what Richard is saying there is probably correct. However, it will be from a reductionist study. Love you, Richard. Nothing you can do about it.
Right, we got 5 more minutes.
We have we?
Yes. So we have 11 start questions. We'll hopefully get through all of those.
Right.
But if you really want your question answered, you will have to super chat.
Yes, $100 or more. Otherwise, get fucked in.
Thank you
kidding.
for the next super chat.
Good to see you, Mark.
Appreciate what you legends do, especially busting the mainstream bullshit.
Thanks. And if people want to catch up with Mark and what he's doing on social media, please do, because he's quite the entertainment package himself. Yeah. Also, by the way, I found out one of my new IBOs that signed up under me actually found out about it through you, so I moved him to under you. That's what we do here. We make sure it's all ethical. So if you notice you've got a new IBO, Mark, that's why. Good.
Bulk discount for consultancy.
Yeah. You mean you all want to consult at once, Miss Patricia? All 6 or 7 of you? Goodness.
Send him an email.
Yes.
Tell him what you need.
That's it.
Are you making goat and sheep cheese at Pimbatia?
Yes, she is. I'm not.
Goat, yes. I don't milk the sheep.
No.
They won't let me touch them, really.
They're
except
arrogant.
for one.
They're arrogant, those ones. Our sheeps.
Yeah. And she probably wouldn't like me milking her, if she had any milk, that is.
Our sheeps don't even give a shit about electric fences. They just walk straight through them.
Yep. They're like, ow, that hurt. Whatever.
Whatever.
Fucking Egypt.
Yeah.
How often do your ducks lay eggs? Are they better than chicken eggs? Thanks. They do not lay just yet. They are all, well, the ones I got the other day are actually 1 year old. But most of them are too young to lay. The runner ducks are supposed to be at an age where they could lay, but it's also getting colder and shorter days here, so I'm not even sure they're going to lay before winter now, unfortunately.
Duck dinners.
So we're just feeding a lot of birds and we get nothing back.
We do.
yet.
We get duck dinners.
Well, not yet.
Not yet, but we will get duck dinners.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 that we need to actually process.
Yes.
Blah.
Blah.
What is the evolutionary benefits of addiction? Survival. If your brain learns where to find the food and it's benefiting you in some way, like sugar, quick energy, then your brain is made to look out for that and continue searching it out because it's helping you survive.
Yes. In an evolutionary sense, there wasn't carbohydrate available to us. It was a rare treat. And as such, we are programmed to seek it.
So when you get that dopamine hit, you actually learn things a lot quicker than you do otherwise. So you will remember exactly where you found that blackberry bush, what height, what trees are around. You will notice things that you remember. So if let's say you go to the supermarket and you find a really nice, I don't know, chocolate, you will remember exactly which bloody shelf it was on. But if you go to the supermarket to get Epsom salt, you will always go look for it again because your brain is like, meh, who cares?
Good.
Big difference. It's kind of interesting.
Yes.
I think anyway.
Right.
Clearly he doesn't.
Yeah.
Good morning, folks. Carnivore, 11 months, been to the doc. She did bloods. I had high vitamin D at 197 nanomoles per liter and high vitamin B12 at 1325 picomole per liter. Any issues with either being high? Doc freaked out.
How do you feel? What is your affect? Any symptoms of any signs of any kind of a problem whatsoever? No? Okay, there you go. Doctors are trained to paint by numbers, if, then. Threshold values. If this is higher than that or lower than the other, then it's a problem. Absolute fucking nonsense. Rubbish. Your doctor is a trained monkey.
I do 3 to 4 times a week, 30 minutes strength training. I have a decent muscle mass. Will that possibly cause heart muscle problems?
No. Hello, Claire. Good to see you.
If any viewers are on YouTube Premium subscription, do you receive a small portion of the fees?
Yes.
Is eating chicken and pork more often than ruminant meat okay, as there is more PFAS?
I wouldn't do that necessarily myself, unless there's some really good reason why you shouldn't eat red meat. Like maybe you have alpha-gal or something like that. If you can eat red meat, ruminant meat, that's what you should do, mostly.
Do you have recommended macronutrient percentages for long-term health?
No. I talk about a requirement for protein and the consumption of fat over and above that protein requirement to satiety. That's my whole bag.
Right. My son thinks Saladino is a genius. What do you think?
I
I
think
think
I've been
he's
clear.
not as smart as he thinks he is.
I think I've already been quite clear on that on the stream already. Saladino is an absolute fucking imbecile. He is a moron of the highest order. His Dunning-Kruger and his arrogance is only exceeded by his actual lack of scientific appreciation and knowledge.
Regarding exercise, is your farm work adequate for the 5 health hacks?
No,
Sorry.
it's not high intensity enough. It's more long-term, ongoing, lower intensity work mostly.
Sorry for the possible stupid question, but does grounding only works if your feet are touching the earth? It doesn't work if you're at home and barefoot.
If you're inside the house, it's unlikely you are grounded unless you are on a grounding mat or a grounding bedsheet or something like that. I also had for a while a grounding mouse pad on my desk, but I replaced it because it got worn out, so I need a new one.
If I ate all that fruit, honey, and maple syrup, my diabetes would definitely come out of remission and I will be back on meds again. Indeed.
Okey-dokey.
Just... Okay. It's the plural of sheep. Sheeps or sheep. Love your work, by the way, and thanks for the answer earlier.
Sheep. That's the answer.
Not at Pimbatia, it's sheeps.
Sheeps. Ah.
So, shall we do one more then?
Yeah, go on. Oh, another super chat.
Oh, okay, we'll do one more and then super chat.
All right.
Hey, are PDE5 inhibitors safe to use long term?
I don't believe there is any long-term safety data that can answer that question.
And Cornstar, the answer is yes to touching a tree or the ground.
Yes, that'll work.
Now,
Yes.
super chat. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bart. Just started cerebral stem cell. 55-year-old husband is on dialysis 3 times per week. He's underweight, very low blood pressure. Should he reset with fasting 36 to 72 hours?
I would not suggest fasting in that case personally.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, that wouldn't be a
Probably.
very good idea, I don't think. Very underweight and very low blood pressure. No, don't go there with fasting. Cool. With that being said, thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you very much for the $100 super chat.
Brian?
Brian. And Brian.
Brian.
Scott.
Yep.
Thanks for the questions. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chuckling along with us. We do try to be both educational and amusing if we possibly can as well. In the meantime, let's have a singing of the national anthem.
Helen posted a super chat.
Oh, we better answer that then.
Well, she just said, I did repost my super chat question. Maybe next time.
Did you?
I could not see it.
Not everything comes through to our screen here. I think there
Well,
is
keep
some
an eye
YouTube
out for
fuckery
it.
that still goes on, by the way. Send it in an email to my email address and we'll try to remember to address it directly from the email next week or something.
I'm looking all the way up to your super chat
looking.
and there is nothing from Helen.
No. There you go, see?
Don't know why. Yes, email it.
Right. All right, Fano, time to go. Be good. And here is the national anthem of the independent sovereign nation of Pimbatia. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Jesus.
I know, it's because I had the volume on the headphones louder than it ought to be. Anyway, it goes a bit something like this. Steak and eggs and eggs and steak. That's what you should have for your breakfast. Delicious. Eggs and steak and eggs. Just making sure you heard. I think they got it, Ted. Join us next time when someone will be wrong on the interweb. There'll be questions and answers. Ted finally has been spotted at the camouflage training. Anyway, hit the button.